As you can see, I am here early. There's nobody inside the conference. It is 7:49, so we've got a few more minutes. That is so cool. Hello everybody, I am here to talk about my content from CactusCon. CactusCon is a cybersecurity convention that happens here in Mesa, in the Arizona Valley, once every year. It's a huge deal to us in the hacking community. About over 1,000 people attend over the course of the 2 days. So yeah, right here what we got is one of their hardware badges from this year, and off to the side I have the previous year's model. As you can see, I got mine signed by the creator of Darknet Diaries.
I didn't think you would be here.
My personal hero in the cybersecurity community. Helped me get through a really tough time in my life when I found his podcast, and it just gave me an avenue and something to focus on when I was really struggling. So yeah, it was a really big deal to get to meet him, get a photo, and get him to sign my badge. So what the badge does is on the back it has a mini screen, and through it you can play Pokemon, you can battle other people, and you can battle the gyms that were at the convention. What you can also do is you can hack these badges. You can actually hack them, because they are a computer. So one of the things we did is we noticed at the bottom right here there is a UART port right there. And what that allowed us to do is we were able to do the over-the-air update and use a serial port reader, so serial to USB adapter, and then we were able to view that port on the laptop, and from there we could analyze the logs when it was doing an over-the-air update. From there we went to the URL that it grabbed, and we were able to see a bunch of files that it was downloading. Unfortunately, that's then when the competition, the convention ended, so I'm waiting to do more hardware hacking when I go down to Heatsink Labs on the 21st or 22nd to continue the hardware hacking. But aside from that, we got to do lots of little soldering and finished all the way. So the first one started with this guy. Once you get the badge, you would go up to the hardware hacking village, and from there they would hand you this character, 2 lights, the female adapter and the male adapter for your badge, as well as some little resistors, and from there you would solder them. So now we are going to swap the camera around and show you the soldering jobs for all 3 badges. So as you can see, this was the first badge, and I actually added some more lights to it. So we are going to demonstrate that at the end. So as you can see, it tells you kind of where to put them. So we had to solder between the 3 volt and the ground, which allows us to get some RGB lights. I gave him like a little striped shirt, and that's the soldering job. Not great, not bad. That was like the first one. Now let's plug it in, and we can turn on the badge. All right, now let's move on to the second badge. So for the second badge, this is what he looks like. I found this one to be a lot more simple than this one, in my opinion. I just found it easier. So all we did, have to do through solders on those pins, get the female adapter. Then from here, these little things are LEDs. They were super hard to get out of their packaging, but once they get on, it's just some onboard soldering, which did have some difficulties to it. As you can see, that one was the first one I put on, kind of a shoddy job, but the second one got a lot more smooth. And then up here, you can see they are resistors, got R1 and R2, and the eyes will light up. So we can toss that on here, turn it on, and there that goes. Now let's move on to the third badge. The third badge took I want to say about almost 2 hours. It was pretty tough. So here's what it looks like. So, all right, this is what we got to solder. That's all the pieces, and I will see you guys in several minutes. These LEDs do have polarity. The resistors don't. I'd probably start with the resistors. For the LED polarity, so there's like this little black mark there. And I believe, I don't know if you can sort of see there's a little, it's not quite black, but almost gray mark in that lower left corner.
Basically matching position.
Yes. And I wouldn't blame you if you want to check, find someone who's got an assembled one, and you might even have.
I usually, just so you know, I pop the legs through, leave them long, and then plug them in. Yeah.
I did the surface mount?
Oh, surface mount. I'm talking bullshit out of my ass then.
Yeah.
Which I'm really good at.
Oh, you're
Oh yeah, I see the dot there. Yeah.
You know,
and here's
I've
the
never
picture,
done
so it
a
is.
surface mounted component.
Yeah.
Never done it
So-
either.
And like I've seen channels that make it look super easy, or
So-
people who use.
So got the female adapter. It was 10 pieces or 11. So the top left got a red LED. To the right of that, you got 4 different resistors of different amounts. Then you got a processor, some, what else do we got on here? Got our blue LED, and then we got our 2 comparators at the bottom. These were really hard to get on there, as they're just really close by. Unfortunately, I tried to do this entire board without having to use a heat gun, but for that processor with those 8 little teeny tiny pins super close together and they can't bridge, I did end up using the heat gun. I just couldn't get that last pin. And yeah, we can plug this in and we can show you what it looks like. And there it is. And like with previous CactusCons, they let us take home some posters at the end. So I didn't end up paying for a poster. I just waited till the end to get one of these. And I was actually super lucky enough to get the Capture the Flag one, the most coveted of all the posters. I just got super lucky and ran into the guy that had it and asked if I could have it, and he said yes. And this is just a better view of what the badge looks like. So, also at the convention, one other thing that we worked on is there was an AI to sticker printer. So what would happen is you would press a button, you could speak to the AI, and it would then generate 2 images, and the engineer behind it would then just select whichever one was closer to the original prompt, and it would print out a sticker. It was pretty cool. So I am going to demo some of these. Some of them just don't make a lot of sense as it's an AI. You know, for example, there's this Raspberry Pi that you can see a lot of circuits going to nothing, and some components that don't have any power going to them. So yeah, this is another one of what looks to be Minecraft, but you're soldering a pig with your pickaxes. Looks to be stereotypical hacker. This one is probably my favorite, so I'm going to say that one for last. This one's pretty funny. It says Tech is Car, level 3. Don't know why. And yeah, so it's not great at text. And then this one is my favorite by far. I don't know who made it, but it's really funny. It's a jockey riding a giant chicken fighting what looks to be a suit of an onion in a suit of armor. I wish I knew who made that because that is really funny. So I don't even know what the original prompt was, but yeah, that's pretty funny. There was some other stickers I got. So this one was, I bought a database off BF, but all I got was a lousy visit from the FBI. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. It's another great sticker. Got computers bad. This one I probably shouldn't show, so I'm not going to show that one because it's not very funny. And then this one is, my crime is that of curiosity. And then aerospace engineering. And of course, the Darknet Diaries one, which I don't know where to put it. It's just so special to me. Yeah, I don't know. Leave your suggestions in those comments.